Each and every one of you to a very special reading today. Today is the Samhain reading. So for those of you that don't know, Samhain for us pagans, or for a lot of you would be Halloween, or you would know it as such, for us is our new year. And so it is typical at this time of year to have readings to see what the forecast is going to be like for the coming year. So I have decided for you guys to have a Halloween special reading just for you. Or if you're pagan like myself, happy Samhain. So we're going to be dividing these readings into earth, air, fire, water. So you will have the timestamp down below in the description, as well as any information pertaining to the decks that I use today. If you are so called to find out which ones they are and you wish to have a set of your own, the information will be down below. I will also be putting in any other information if I do any rune casting or any crystals or anything of the sort. All of that will be down below in the description. Also, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your subscribes, your thumbs up, and your beautiful comments. I try to answer as many as I can. This time of year it is a little bit hectic because we're closing out the gardens, we're preparing for winter, winterizing the house, and the kiddos have their first report cards, so it's a little bit of a jumbled time, but rest assured I will be bringing in more material for you guys. This is only the first Halloween special, as it were. I will be bringing in a Reiki healing special as well for Samhain or Halloween. So as that is all the housekeeping I have for you guys at this time, let us begin with your special. But first and foremost, let us cleanse our energy before we begin, and then we call in our spirit guides. Cleanse your energy, my energy, that of the space and the tools, so that we might have a cleansed space, a protected space in which to receive the messages from our spirit guides, our higher selves, spirit, and our ancestors that are visiting us at this time of year. So mote it be and blessed be. Now, I still have that lingering little bit of cold, so I hope that you guys forgive me. I apologize in advance if my voice does funny things. It's still doing its thing. It's on its way out, but thankfully it doesn't really bother me, the cold as such. That's just the lingering little bit that's left. So I do apologize if I clear my throat or if my voice does funny things. Not much I can do about it to help it. Not more than I'm already doing anyways. So here we go. Let's call in our spirit guides. I call in my spirit guides and your spirit guides to join us in this cleansed, protected space so that we can exchange information and receive the messages that we need to know at this time, forecasting for the next year. Welcome and blessed be. All right, so let us begin. Welcome, Earth. So this is your portion of the reading. Let's see what your spirit guides, your whole spiritual team, and your ancestors have for you for the next year. As you may know already, this is the the time where the veil is thinnest, and it is the time in which we can communicate more easily with those on the other side. As it is Samhain, and it is our new year, it is the time to honor those that have passed, and it is also the time of the last harvest and the end of the old year and the beginning of the new. So, as always, these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And also, if it is timeless, even though I'm doing this for Samhain or Halloween, whichever you prefer, I am also, doing it timeless so that whenever you stumble across this message, it is the right time for you to receive it. So, let's see. Gods and spirits, what does Earth need to know for the coming year? Please guide them for the highest and greatest good. What do they need to know right now? All right. We have the Lion with strength and success. This is beautiful energy. We also have Dog with loyalty and determination. Very beautiful energy. I'm going to wait until all the cards are down on the table before I connect with your final outcome. So what does Earth need to know for this coming year? What did they need to know? Please guide them for their highest and greatest good. What did they need to know at this time? All right, so we have Pearl with Hidden Gem. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. Very good. Let's see what the tarot has to say. I didn't tell you what the cards are. So for the first ones, we have the Coffee Cup Oracle by Amira Celon. We also have for the tarot, celebrating the season, we have Ghost Spirits Tarot by Lisa Hunt. And to close out your reading, we are going to have the Fairies Oracle Deck and Guidebook, Wisdom, Inspiration, and Magic from Folktales Around the World. Now, I can't see who this is attributed to. Is by RP Studio, but it doesn't have an actual author, which is odd. It's such a pretty little deck. It is brand new to me. Brand new deck, fresh deck. And I stumbled across it the other day. Oh, there we go. It's on the booklet. It is by Eugene Fletcher. There we go. Eugene Fletcher. I stumbled across it yesterday. I thought it would make a really nice sort of buttoning of a reading. So here we go. Gods and spirits, please guide beautiful earth signs for their highest and greatest good. What did they need to know for the coming year? What energies are coming towards them and what can they expect? One more. Okay. What did they need to know? Please guide them, gods and spirits. Ancestors, what did they need to know? We have judgment. No, not judgment, sorry. Temperance. The writing on these is kind of funny and they're not your typical imagery. It is beautiful though. We also have the 10 of Wands. Okay. What else do they need to know for the coming year, please? Gods and spirits, guide beautiful earth signs for their highest and greatest good. What did they need to know? We have the 5 of Wands. We also have the Page of Wands. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. Very beautiful. And what else? Okay, so for the last two, we have the 6 of Wands. And we have the Queen of Swords. It has plenty of energy still left in it. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Swords. Okay. Now, let's see. So it seems to me for the coming energy is actually pretty good. You're going to discover who are the people that are loyal to you. You are going to discover who it is that you can count on day in and day out and not need to worry about where their loyalties lie. You are also going to be very determined in closing out this cycle that has had you really just plain old exhausted. You've been toiling in all sorts of weather, it looks like. Essentially, it's been a long road and you're knackered. You're absolutely knackered, and I do not blame you. So it seems that in this coming year, in our own particular calendar, that as we see it right now, it is probably still within this year of 2023 and the beginning of 2024. It feels to me like there's going to be a lot of fast strides to finish this cycle, because you go from the 5 of Wands, which feels like this very disruptive energy feels like it's hitting you everywhere. It feels like it has you completely bowed down and completely boggled down. And it's just, it feels like it's coming from everywhere. Like there's just a lot going on. So this is going directly from the 5 of Wands to the 10 of Wands. So there is progression. There is a rapid progression to the point of closing out a cycle that has been excruciating. To the point where things are going to balance out beautifully and you will be able to have a beautiful rest. And there's going to be a sense of peace that's going to come into your life, as well as blessings. So you will be able to look back on and see that not only did you succeed by the pure grit of your teeth and just forging ahead with pure dogged determination, pardon the pun, and you will discover that deep within yourself, you had the power all along. That you yourself were the hidden gem. You were the one who had the pearl to begin with, and the wisdom made it come out and shine through. So this is really, really good, earth signs. I am quite happy with this. Being an earth sign myself, I can say, phew, what a relief. With the Page of Wands, it feels like there's going to be a very interesting message coming through. Not just from the ancestors, but also from a physical person. I don't know if you can see that. So all your ancestors and your spirit guides, but also a physical person. So there is going to be an actual physical message that's going to come in, and you're absolutely going to love it. I don't know if it's pertaining to the situation up above, but since we're seeing a broader time scale, it seems to me that it could be a little bit of all of the above. It may be a little bit extra. During this year, you're going to be forging completely and solidly your boundaries so that there is nothing that will be able to do the same kind of thing as what was happening here. So definitely there is a learned lesson at this point, which is serving you well so that this doesn't happen again. It is what leads to that beautiful success. We have the Six of Wands here. With the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and we have the Six of Cups underneath that. That is very interesting. That's 3 sixes in a row. Now, I will put the relevance of the 3 sixes in a row down below in the description because I don't remember it at the top of my head. Me and numbers have a funny relationship, shall we say. But it seems to me that there's something about the past here. It isn't there is, it feels like definitely lessons learned, but there's a gift that's being given to you, a gift of illumination, a gift of knowledge, a gift from spirit and your spirit guides and your ancestors. They're definitely bringing in this knowledge, and it's not just knowledge. It feels like an activation of a gift from your past life, and they're bringing it forward and activating it for you at this point in time. As I've mentioned before in my readings, we are about to head into a portal, and it feels like a very strong, I was gonna say pinpoint, but it's not quite the word that I'm looking for. It has to do with a very determined time in our journey at this point in time that it sort of demarcates and delineates what was before and what comes after. It is a very strong transition, and one that shows you how different those two timelines are. I don't know if we're actually jumping timelines. It is a possibility for at least some of us, if not most of us, but it feels like Samhain this year is particularly important, and I have a feeling that it has to do with all of the other astrological things that are happening at this time, including the eclipses and other such things. I also have to mention that the sun is particularly active at this point in time, so it feels like all of these energies are coming together specifically this year and forming a particular portal. And as the veil is getting thinner and thinner, it seems like everything is coalescing and coinciding together to really open up a portal in through which we are crossing at this time that is really going to shift things for us. It might not be very obvious at first, but it will become pretty obvious as time goes on. Like I said, it feels like a very definite shift and change that will be visual, palpable. You will be able to feel it as it goes along. So there is definite activation of a particular gift and wisdom and knowledge that is coming through at this time. You will be achieving your goals that you're setting out to do in the coming year, and there will definitely be a bettering of circumstances as I see it. With success, and strength, and the Six of Wands here. It feels to me like there is this complete shift, not only in the way you see things, feel things, excuse me, and your point of view on things, which does make a huge difference in terms of energy moving forward, but it's also going to be attracting to you rewards, whether it be with definitely better relationships, of all kinds. We're not being very specific, although if we look at the Knight of Cups, there is a great possibility of romance this year. So that's really good for those of you that are single. If you already have a partner, it just means that you guys are going through to the next stage in your lives and enjoying it every step of the way, the good and the bad, because you can't have one without the other. It's all about balance, right? So it feels to me like it's going to be really good. It also feels like there is going to be, even though we don't have pentacles here, it almost feels like it will automatically shift into that as well, because it all has a ripple effect. Now, I'm going to ask specifically about that. What about Earth signs' finances? What do they have to look forward to? What do they have to look forward to? Gods and spirits, please guide beautiful earth signs for their highest and greatest good. We have the Lovers. And we have Death. What else? Okay, and we have the High Priestess. So major shifts, and we have the Three of Cups, which is celebration, and we have the Knight of Swords with the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So this is beautiful energy when it comes to your finances. It feels, it pretty much says that you're going to have to trust your intuition with a particular choice that you're going to have to make in the coming months that will transform your economic situation for the better, with the Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups. With the Knight of Swords, it tells me that it's going to be not only a dramatic shift, but it's going to be a rather quick one. So it's going to be incredibly beneficial for you guys this year. Now let's take a quick look at your romance. What can they look forward to for earth signs, gods and spirits? What? Oh, there we go. First card. We have, ooh, strength again. Beautiful. What else for romance for earth signs for this year? What can they expect? What can they expect for this year? Coming up, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. What else, gods and spirits? What else can they expect for this year in terms of romance? We have the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. So, we have definitely, if you are in a relationship, it really is stating the fact that there is better cooperation and very good working together situations. So if you already have a partner, things are going to get better. There's going to be good communication, and your bond is going to strengthen over time. You guys are going to be talking and doing about things that you would love, and solidifying your situation overall. So you guys are going to be definitely taking the next step in your journey together, culminating with some sort of plans that you guys are going to be making together. Now, is it a renewal of vows? Is it an actual marriage? Wedding coming up for some of you guys. There is also the possibility of a new move to a, your forever home, or even the possibility of, for some of you, the plans for just going on a trip, especially if you guys are going to be getting married. There is a possibility of your honeymoon that we're talking about here. So whatever it is, you guys are going to be doing plans together for whatever it is, your project that's going to be this year. If for those of you that are single, I'm getting both at the same time, there is this you're going to be working on yourself at the beginning of this new year. So from the end of 2023 to the beginning of 2024. So there, it feels like there is going to be a resurgence of positivity and a sort of readying of oneself for a future relationship if you choose to have one. That is absolutely up to you. Overall, there is a bettering of relationships. Like I said, it doesn't have to particularly be about romance, but as I'm doing the romance corner of this reading, it is for those of you that want a partner, whomever or whatever that may be. Choice is yours, of course, whatever makes you happy, and it's all about love here. So it feels like there is going to be a good amount of work on the self that is going to give you strength and courage, and be giving you a sort of a boost of self-confidence and a boost of knowing and loving yourself, which is going to magnetize you and attract those that you are going to be looking for in terms of energy. So you're going to be attracting someone like yourself, someone who values the same thing. So you are going to be starting to attract those that you would want to attract in the first place. So with the Ace of Pentacles, you have also this solidifying that will be happening, a new beginning, a solid new beginning with a new person, one that will understand you fully and completely and love you with flaws and all, and will see the beauty within and without you. So without you as in your exterior, not without you as in you yourself out of the equation, which is not what I meant. So it is the whole with as within, so without. That's more what I meant. So it's a person that's going to love you fully, inside and out. Essentially, that's what I'm trying to say. And in turn, you will be able to, you will love them and see them all the good from within, as well as on the exterior package. So it will be a good match. As far as I can see, there will be attraction, but the attraction is going to start at a very deep level. It's not just going to be skin deep. So this is the essential component part, where it might have been lacking in the past because you might have lacked that sort of confidence in yourself. So as that changes, you start magnetizing yourself towards the things that you actually truly want in a partner. So that is what I'm seeing here, that this work actually starts paying off in a solid new beginning with a partner that is completely your match. And it ends, of course, with plans that you guys are going to be making together, whether there'd be small plans, especially if you guys are just starting out, and that's totally fine because, you know, slow and steady wins the race, as it were. So it is a really nice, beautiful beginning for those of you that are starting or looking for a partner, and for those of you in relationships, you guys are going to be doing well and standing the test of time. So I am really happy to see that for you guys. So let us close our reading with one of these beautiful cards. And I'm hearing you're going to need a rune. All right. I have actually not done a reading for myself with these, so you guys are going to be getting the benefit of this new deck. Completely fresh. I just took a look at them and I thought they were actually quite beautiful, so. Okay. Let's see, gods and spirits, what else do you have for the beautiful earth signs for this year? One more, please. Okay. We have Dawn to Dusk. These are such beautiful cards. They remind me a little bit of the Tarot of the Divine. So they have a similar sort of vibe to it. We have Ring Around the Fairies. And we have Treat Yourself. Very nice. Now, let's see. $33. Okay. The AOSCR fairy folk who some believe to be Celtic ancestors of those known for their extreme beauty. Unlike other fairies who are small in stature, the Eos C, or the she, I would assume, are described by many accounts as being at least as tall as humans. Okay. So here we go. The door from their dimension to ours opens at dusk and closes again at dawn. So here we go again with the portals. This is confirmation here about the portal that we are about to cross. This card suggests that you have entered or are about to enter some kind of transition period. The transition can be painful, but usually are necessary. Pay special attention to how you feel and what you're thinking when the sun rises and sets. Like the Eos she, try to maintain a neutral attitude. Let your thoughts and feelings in and let them go. So essentially, as we're about to go through this portal, it is going to be very important to honor what it is that you're feeling at each and every moment. But it is going to be extremely important to process them and release them, because we don't want that affecting our thought process, our attitude toward things, because they can polarize us in the wrong direction, and instead of attracting what we want, we will be repelling it and attracting what we don't want, which is not what we want to do at this point in time, especially with this energy coming in at this point in time, because it is a good time to sort of clear out all the clutter, all the emotional baggage, all the mental baggage, and all the baggage that we no longer want, to make space for the stuff that we want, and therefore focus on what we want and not focus on what we don't want. I hope that's clear. attention on the Three of Wands. So this is exactly what we're talking about here. So by clearing out this baggage, emotional, mental, otherwise, we're actually giving ourselves time and energy to focus instead on what we do want, which is making the plans of things that we want to create in our lives. Very good. Okay, now ring around the fairies. $71. Here we go. Fairy rings are, scientifically speaking, mushrooms that form in a circle due to their way their roots spread out, and the spores have found a prime growing location. You see them primarily in Europe, but you do see them in other places as well. When this card is pulled, it is time to party. Create your own fairy ring by inviting friends over for a good time. Make a playlist and decorate your home mushroom themed, maybe. Anything to have to make a night sacred and unforgettable. This card reminds you that friendship is magical, and so is dancing. So again, with this this loyalty card, finding out who are your true tribe, your friends, your family, those that are loyal to you and don't have split loyalties. And by that I mean people that have their best interests at heart when it comes to you and your family, and those that are nearest and dearest to you. Technically speaking, they tend to fall in that circle anyways. But at this point in time, it becomes clear. And Samhain is also very typically a night where people get together and celebrate. For a lot of you, it will be Halloween, and you get together and you celebrate with your friends and your family, and you enjoy a night of fun. And this is very important because it gives you those moments of break and those moments in which you can solidify your relationships with those that you care for the most. And this is also about focusing on the plans and projects and all the things that you want to create in your life. And you want to create more merriment in your life. And this is exactly what we're seeing here. Treat yourself. Well, that's kind of on the nose on that one. But let's see what it has to say. 31. There we go. Aluxes are fairies of the ancient Mayan tradition who are invisible to humans, though they will reveal themselves when they want something. Often, oxens want something. They are mischievous, chaos-loving fairies and who adore gifts. When this card is drawn, it is time to treat yourself. The defining characteristic of Aluxes is that they are childlike, demand treats, and doling out punishment when they don't get enough attention. Channeling the Alux and your inner child, and give yourself to your desires. Live a little or a lot. Consider creating a small home like Mayan farmers used to do to beckon an Alux to your space. So essentially, what is being stated here once again, at this point in time, you're going to be working, a lot of you, whether you are in a relationship or not, you're going to be working a lot on yourselves. There's going to be a lot of work done on yourselves and those in with your relationships. Now, what is going to be important here is that you're going to have to pay special attention to those things that you truly want. It might be silly little things like something that you truly enjoy at this time of year, whether it be bobbing for apples or, you know, getting a candied apple or a pie. I know I'm going with food here. I guess it's getting to supper time around here, but and my point is that at this time it's actually a good idea to go within and sort of balance things out, not only as your adult self but your inner child as well. So if there's something that you want to do and you've been wanting to do it for a while, it might be a good idea to find a way of actually doing it. It will be very beneficial mentally, spiritually, and physically. For example, if you wanted to learn how to play the piano, find a way of doing that. If you wanted to learn to paint, get some painting classes. Anything that helps sort of get in touch with your inner child, anything that brings you a lot of joy. And it might be silly little things, but these are the things that help bring balance within yourself. And all of these things are part of self-care. And when you're working on yourself and working on boosting your self-confidence, these are some of the things that you need to pay attention to. So that is highly recommended by Spirit at this time, and it is a good time to do it. And if you really wanted to have a Halloween party, have at it. So that is great. Let's see. Let's have the one. Okay, here we go. That is your rune. I will get it eventually. There's a lot going on in my head at this point, so that's not really sticking right now, but as I use them more, hopefully I'll remember them more. So this is the Laguz, the letter L. Its meaning, it's water, flow, emotions, renewal, life, energy. So we've been talking about working with one's self and sort of bettering ourselves and getting ourselves into a state where we have a lot more confidence and we're happier with ourselves. And when you work of the all the components from within, you'll start shining without. And like I mentioned before, you've had the strength all along. All you had to do was tap into it. This is your wisdom that comes out and starts glowing and shining and for all to see. And this is what magnetizes you towards bringing in the stuff that you truly want in your life. So we're talking also about the emotions and about honoring them and processing them and letting them go. This is all about the self-work that needs to get done at this point in time, and it is the perfect time of year to do so. It is the closing of the year and the beginning of the new. It is also the time where we honor the passing of the season. The old year is dying along with the leaves. The last of the harvest comes in, and it is time to go within. Not only within the home, but within oneself, to really sort of assess and balance things out. That's going to help you close out whatever situation you have going here for this end of the year. So that is what I have for you for this fantastic season, Earth signs. I hope that you have enjoyed this special reading. If you have, please consider subscribing, leaving a thumbs up, sharing this video with others that might enjoy the content as well. Leave a comment down below. All these things truly help out the channel, and it helps tell me that you enjoy the content, but it also tells YouTube that you enjoy it as well, so that we can continue growing this community and really start healing in a holistic way. So I hope you have a great Halloween season. Lots of love and light to you. Blessed be. Hello, air signs, and welcome. I hope that you're going to enjoy this reading. As always, these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And they are also timeless, even though I am doing them as what's coming up this year for you for Samhain or Halloween, depending on which one you prefer. And seeing what's coming up for you guys this year. So take that. You might stumble across it tomorrow or a few weeks from now. It won't matter. I'm making it timeless so that whenever you come across this information, it will still be useful to you, because that's when you're supposed to receive the message. So that being said, I hope that you enjoy it. Okay. Spirits, gods and spirits, what this beautiful air signs need to know for the coming year. As the veil is getting thinnest, we have ancestors also pulling forward. We have husband, marriage with a groom. What else does earth need to know? Sorry about that. Not earth, but air. What does air need to know for this coming year? What energies are going to be coming towards them? Ooh, we have 4. Okay. We have endings and beginnings with wheel. We also have desire and attraction with snake. And we have relocation, home, house. Okay. I'm going to draw all your cards before I connect to an outcome. Also, as always, the information of any of the card decks that I use are going to be down below in the description, as well as anything else I might cast for you guys. Anything that I think that you guys might need will be down below in the description. The cards, the first deck of cards that I use here, the Oracle, is the Coffee Cup Oracle by Amira Celon. These are the Ghost Spirit Tarot by Lisa Hunt. And we're going to wrap up the reading with Fairies, Oracle deck, and guidebook, wisdom, inspiration, and magic from folk tales around the world. I stumbled across this yesterday and I had to have it, and so I'm using it with you guys today. I haven't even used it for myself yet, so it's all for you guys. Okay, so the first card that fell is the 8 of Wands. We also have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, what else does air need to know right now for the coming year? Page of Swords. We also have the 3 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, and the Page of Wands. A lot of pages, a lot of messages and new beginnings, which makes sense with the Wheel of the Year coming to a close, as it were. Very nice. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Wands. So someone here has been carrying a lot of weight on themselves. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. So there's a definite progression between the 8 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. It feels to me with all these pages is that you will be able to push through the situation that has you pretty pretty concerned at this point in time. There's been a lot of work, a lot of labor going through it. And it feels to me like there's going to be a very quick message or information that's going to be coming in, whether it be from your spirit guides and your ancestors and spirit, him or herself, or both of them together, if you so prefer, that is quickly going to come and shift things for you, mostly because you have already done the groundwork. That's what I feel like. The groundwork has already been done, as we can see here with the Page of Swords. It's all been done, and all you have to do is come to it and receive what it is that you are going to be receiving at the end of this journey. It feels to me, especially with the Six of Wands, that there is going to be success in this situation. And not only are you going to be moving forward, but you actually will be closing this out to the point where you're going to be able to look ahead and not stay stagnant in one place, dealing with this situation that feels kind of circular and repetitive. So it feels like, as I said, that there has been a lot of groundwork being done, not only on the exterior, on this actual situation that you've been dealing with, but also internally. So there is a transformation that is occurring. Like any snake that sheds its skin, there is a change, a renewal that is happening at this point in time. It is definitely a closing out of a cycle in the beginning of a new one, in which you are going to be able to commit to something beautiful and new. It feels to me like there is going to be either a relocation when it comes to the home. There might be a relocation happening, or something to do with the house, whether it be renovation or something to do with, it feels like nesting. I won't lie, it feels like nesting. So some of you, if you guys have been looking forward to it, congratulations. Some of you might be getting a new member of the family, whether that be four-legged and furry or an actual human baby. That is up to you. You build your family as you choose, and that's how it's supposed to be. So whatever this is, there is something big and beautiful happening. There is definitely new beginnings, things to look forward to. It feels positive, solid. It feels like there's going to be a lot of beautiful gains coming through this year. At the bottom of the deck with the Nine of Wands, it is something that you have been struggling with. It's been kind of stressful. It is leaving you feeling a little bit like you are walking against the wind. Very tiring, very exhausting. At this point in time, I'm not feeling the wounded warrior in this case. I am feeling more like everything's, to gain any kind of ground has been a bit of a struggle. That's what I am feeling. With the Four of Pentacles and the bottom of the deck as well, we have also this feeling of being guarded and sort of, you have had to work so hard for the little ground that you had gained previously that you feel very protective of everything that you have managed to gain. However, they're asking you as well with the Star in the Magician here and the Fool, that the best course of action will be, according to the season, to honor your emotions, process them, and let them go, so that this doesn't come and slow down your progress even further. What you want is definitely this momentum to pick up. You want the momentum to keep going so that you can turn that wheel and finish the cycle, so that you can get that new beginning that is being forecasted here at this point in time, because it is something that you have been working towards. So you don't want to close yourself off by being so guarded that nothing positive or new can come in. You want to be able to enjoy the gains that you have had and not feel like you're going to lose them, because that is coming from a lack mentality. So this is something that you need to heal in order to be able to have that beautiful new beginning that you have been manifesting throughout the year. So this is going to be happening in the next, I'd say in the next 6 months or so, maybe a little bit quicker if you were able to push this along in terms of your healing. If you're able to process, some people process a bit quicker than others, so that's more up to what your capabilities are at this point in time, but it is highly suggested that you work on that so that you don't have that block of that energy that is starting to roll more quickly. So instead of going up the hill, you're finally going down the hill, and it's going to be quicker momentum and energy towards the goal that you are manifesting. I hope that makes sense. So that's the overall energy for the year. Let's see what's going on with finances real quick. Okay. You have the King of Cups. That's beautiful energy. What else for air signs for the coming year? We have the Nine of Swords. We have been worrying about finances, haven't we? So this situation has had to do something with finances, but we also have the Ten of Cups. Very beautiful energy. What else does air need to know about their finances this coming year? Okay, too many, but we'll get that one. So we have the High Priestess. And rounding out that bit, we also have the Moon. So definitely a need to process the way we see situations. If you're always seeing it with a half empty sort of cup, the cup will never fill itself up. But if you start seeing it from a half full cup with the possibilities of it filling itself up a bit more, then there is a possibility to finally open up and attract more of what you are wanting. This is all about refocusing your attention. It is hard. I will give you that. We're only human. There are times that we are down and we just don't see a way ahead. But at this point in time, they're saying that if you heal whatever it is your emotions are towards money and finance and the way you see your situations, then you can change the perspective, you change the way you attract things into your life. Now, this is a long life process. I know it sounds terrible, but it is something that it is very possible to do. It is a day-to-day thing, and it is all about shifting the way you see things, you see the world. So instead of seeing something as if it's a constant punishment, you see it as, okay, I need to stop what I'm doing. I need to reassess the situation, learn what it is that I'm supposed to learn from here so that I don't keep making the same mistake. And then you get to shift. You are more in control. You feel better about it because you can do something about it. Is when you feel like you can't do anything about it, that's when the issues start. When there is an issue that is truly out of your hands, this is the time to give it up to spirit. And instead turn your attention to things that you can affect and you can change. I'm in that boat myself at this point in time, and it has been challenging to say the least. So it is something that that I can totally I totally feel you. It can be very aggravating and exhausting trying to find a way out of a situation that is really not within your control to really change one way or the other. One of the things that you can do, Of course, you can pray, you can do spell crafting, leave it up to spirit to do a lot of that work, because it is not something that you can affect yourself. But another thing that you can do is talk with others that might be able to have more of an impact on a situation. For example, if your situation is monetary, maybe you can consult with a financial advisor, then they can then in turn give you the tools that you might need in order to change the situation around. There's always a way to fix a situation. So here, you might not be able to do something about it right now, or you might not be able to directly impact the situation, but there's always a workaround, and there's always ways that you can make an impact. And by refocusing your mind, you will be able to find the exit. And it's usually where I say, you know, the backdoor solutions. Most of the time, that's where you're going to find the solutions for whatever issues that seem to be completely out of your hands. So that is essentially what they're saying here, is that you're going to have to work with your emotions, and you're going to have to trust your intuition when it comes to taking the steps necessary, whether it be speaking with people that might be able to help, whether it's your friends, your family, or an expert, depending on your situation. Because it seems to me like this is a broader thing. It is impacting your economic situation, but it feels to me like it's something exterior to that. It just happens to be affecting your finances as well, because what it is that it's impacting the way you process the information and the way you process your emotions and the way you see the world. So it feels to me like there's going to have to be a restructuring in that level, where you're going to have to do a bit of self-work on that one, and then trust yourself more when it comes to your decision making. Once you've done your homework, once you've done everything that you can do in the situation, you have to trust then that you are making the right decision with the information that you have. This is what's going to pay dividends to you with the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups. You are going to have to involve not only your thought process, but especially your heart. So your heart and your mind have to be aligned moving forward for everything that you do. So there is this restructuring that you are going to have to do in the coming year to help you out in this situation, not only with the overall situation that you have going on here for this coming year, which feels to me like there's finally going to be a give, and the momentum is going to start heading in the right direction, because again, you have done a lot of the work already. So it's not like it's going to come out of the blue. You actually are going to succeed in all of this. So don't doubt yourself one little bit. Earth signs. I keep wanting to say earth signs. Air signs. Air. You'd think I'd get it straight. At any rate, air signs. This is what Spirit wants you to focus on, that restructuring when it comes to your thought process and the way you feel through things, the way you process your emotions and process your thoughts. They have to be aligned. You have already done a huge amount of work on yourself. You have done the groundwork. You have done the homework. So you will be succeeding in all of this. So don't doubt for 1 second that you won't be able to do this. It feels like hard work, because it is, but like with anything else, muscle memory kicks in and becomes easier. That's also what this is indicating with the Eight of Wands. That's what's making this momentum pick up, because it will feel like I've mentioned before, like it's now, instead of going up the hill or having the wind against you, the wind is with you. It's the tailwind pushing you down the hill so that things start picking up momentum, and you'll be able to get across the finish line, because it's been a long road. I can pick that up, and this is going to be a very transformative event in your life. It is going to mark you in a very positive way, and as I said, there's going to be very beautiful things coming into your life and into your home space. Okay, now let's see about romance. Whether you are with someone or single looking for someone, what do air signs need to know for this coming year when it comes to romance? Single or attached, what do they need to know for this coming year? Please guide them for their highest and greatest good. What do air signs need to know for this year when it comes to romance? Okay, we have Five of Pentacles. Okay, let's make a bit of space here. We also have the Six of Pentacles. We have Judgment. Talk about balancing the scales here. What else do they need to know right now for this coming year for air signs, single or attached? Okay, we have the Tower. What else? What else do they need to know for this year when it comes to romance? For the coming year, we have the Five of Wands. Clarification, please. Justice. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Wands. Very nice. Okay. So it feels to me like in the recent past, you have had to deal with spirits of relationships past. So it feels to me like part of the reason you're having to go through this self-work, and as I said, this is typically the time of year that as pagans tend to do this with the walking of the labyrinth and all that stuff, as I've mentioned before. It seems to me like you have been working on wounds, shall we say, that come from previous relationships. It seems to have affected your self-esteem. And there it is. The reason why I keep wanting to say Earth. If you have strong Earth placements in your chart, you might want to check out the Earth reading. There are some similarities going on, and this is the one that really clinched it for me and really brings it full circle. So definitely there is this need of working with these wounds. These wounds are pretty much affecting the way you see and the way you deal with everything in your life. And there is this restriction that you've already started working on, but you need to really dedicate time to it, as it were, to really sort of put a bow on it and really finish out this work. You also have to be very generous with yourself with the Six of Pentacles. There is this need of understanding that just because they said this doesn't mean that it's true. You got to understand that sometimes people speak out of the butt and they project onto others what really is a foible of their own. So by really understanding your true self, being generous with yourself and giving yourself the time, the space that you need to heal, and really honoring these emotions and letting them go, and understanding that just because they said this doesn't mean that it's true, and most probably it is not. If you see a little bit of a reflection of yourself in that, take it with a grain of salt. It might be there because we're all human, and we often will have relationships that offer a mirror onto ourselves. It just means that this is something that we have thought about ourselves. But again, it doesn't mean that it's true, or it doesn't mean that it can't be worked on, or that it is a lost cause. What Spirit is pretty much saying is that the wisdom here is in understanding the difference between what it is that is being said and what it is that is true. And by really taking that time to balance those things out and really truly going within and understanding ourselves is when we find that balance and find that we understand ourselves better. And therefore you can go into a relationship prepared, knowing in understanding that balance, that we all are human and we all have our things that we have to work on in fakes and all these things, and being not only a support for ourselves but a support of those around us, of all our loved ones. By doing the work, we become lighter. And there's a reason this particular card is this way and why this deck was offered to me today to use. I don't know if you know about the Egyptian thought on afterlife, but before they can cross over into what is essentially their spirit world, or their heaven or Summerland or whatever you want to call it, before they can do that, they come in the presence of Mot. And you are judged and weighed. Your heart, primarily. So at this point in time, what it is that they're saying is that you are judging yourself with the way that others are viewing you. And what you have to do is go within, be gentle with ourselves, and understand that this is not always the case, that you are not necessarily what they say. And even if there is a small element of truth, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a bad person. And you have to heal that within yourself and heal those wounds from those past relationships. You want that heart to be lighter than the feather, because that's what allows you to go on to the next phase. So essentially, here Spirit is saying, stop judging yourself and stop being you have to change that inner monologue about yourself. What stories are you telling about yourself? Are you putting yourself down, or are you putting yourself up? That's the biggest change that you have to do. This is how you align your heart with your mind, by having that balance. So you have to stop judging yourself and stop being cruel to yourself, and understand that in order to attract in the relationship that you do want, or heal, if you so choose to heal the relationship that you have currently. Although if they were being nasty about it, I wouldn't. But the choice is yours, as with everything else. But if you're currently in a relationship that is like that, and your heart is heavy all the time, and you have this inner monologue that is negative about yourself, it's going to come to a head no matter what. So if you want to start the healing process now, I would suggest it, because when the time comes, you're going to be in a better place. Now, if you are single and you are wanting a relationship for this year, the biggest thing is about working with that inner monologue, the way you view the world, and healing those wounds that have come from previous relationships. And not all of these relationships are going to be romantic. It could be relationships with your parents, with your siblings, extended family, friends, colleagues, whatever. Even bosses. Some of them can be very nasty. So understanding the difference, that it's not always about what they say about you. It most probably is a projection of themselves. And the only reason why they are being presented in your life is to show that mirror to you and say, this is what you think about yourself, but this is not necessarily the case. And it's time for you to go within and start being more generous with yourself and start healing these wounds so that your heart can be lighter than the feather and you can become aligned. Mind, body, and soul. That way you no longer will feel like you are being left out in the cold, that you're being attacked from all ends. It is going to shift and change. It is going to be a major transformation. There is no doubt about it. This is a very specific time for you in which you are going to be changing your whole self, inside and out. And your mind, body, and soul will finally be aligned so that the momentum forward in the right direction can start happening. Justice comes in. Very nice. And then the beautiful confidence, self-confidence, self-assuredness, and this belief in yourself. The strength will start coming from within. So very beautiful. Relationships are definitely going to get better no matter what, because you are doing this work for yourself. And by doing this work, it transforms everything. And that's how you have all of these beautiful new beginnings in your future. You have the Six of Wands with victory, and you have the Three of Wands with being able to see into the future and try and really sort of visualizing what it is that you want to come as a result. Fantastic. So let's close out this reading with this, and then we'll cast the rune. All right. For air signs, I gotta write this time in one go. Better by this point. Air signs. What other advice do you have for them for this coming year? Anything else that they might need to know? One more. Please guide earth signs, air signs for their highest and greatest good. I am still doing it. So definitely, if you have strong earth elements in your chart, check out earth reading as well to really round out what your year is going to be like. All right, let's have one, please. Please guide beautiful air signs for their highest and greatest good, gods and spirits. What did they need to know for this coming year? Okay, too many, but I'll take this one. Say it out loud. That's usually good advice, especially when you're going through such deep transformative process. And also when you're processing thoughts and emotions, especially when you're trying to honor them, speaking them out loud, giving them a name, quantifying them, qualifying them. It is a good way to really identify that emotion and really truly see it for what it is, so that then you can let it go. because then you'll be able to find the solution that you need for the problem. Okay, let's see. What did they say? 79. Okay. The Nikir of Scandinavian folklore are water spirits who dwell near the lakes and rivers, where they have been known to lure people into the water to their deaths. These shapeshifters usually take the form of humans, but have also been known to appear as horses, beckoning people into their backs and riding them into the water. Not all accounts of the Nikir are so vicious. Some portray the spirit in the form of a peaceful man playing a violin near the waterfall. When this card is drawn, it is possible that there is something you're afraid of, or that is hanging over you, dragging you into the depths of despair, where you feel like you are drowning. Whatever it is, say it out loud, or better yet, write it down. Vocalizing your fears is part of the process of confronting them. Sometimes it is all that is needed to make the situation seem manageable. You can't get more perfect than that. That's exactly what Spirit is wanting you to do, especially when it comes to dealing with emotions and healing what it is that has wounded you in the past, because it is affecting everything that you have been doing thus far and needs to be addressed. Beautiful. Now let's get you a rune. Okay. Okay. You have Thurisaz. Looks like a little P. It is the letter TH. Thor and giant are their associations and meanings. Will, resistance, luck for protection. Thor, god of thunder, defense, breakdown of boundaries, force. So essentially what they're saying is that this is all about rebuilding yourself and rebuilding your will and your resistance and to all of these negative thoughts and feelings, and instead building yourself up and bringing in that power within, and that self-confidence and that magnetism and all of those good things that are within you already. You just have to realize that whatever has been said in the past is not true. All of those thoughts and feelings that are weighing you down need to be processed, need to be let go in order for you to be built up to the person that you are meant to be. And that's what I've got for you, air signs, for this beautiful special time of the year. So I hope that you enjoyed your Halloween special reading, seeing the forecast for the coming year. If you have enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, leaving a comment down below, sharing it, giving a thumbs up. All of these great things not only help out the channel, they tell YouTube that you enjoy the content, and tells me that you're enjoying the content and that others might enjoy the content as well. And this will hopefully continue to be bringing in people to grow our beautiful community, focusing on holistic healing. So I hope that you have a fantastic Halloween season. I hope that you have a beautiful year coming up. Lots of love and light and blessings to you. Blessed be. Hello, fire signs. Welcome into your special Halloween reading. And so I hope that you're going to be enjoying this. This is a forecast for the coming year. Typically, I don't know if you know this already, but in case you don't, I will let you know. For Samhain, for us pagans, Halloween is Samhain, and it is our end of year celebration. It is our New Year's. So, along with the dying leaves, it is the end of, or the dying year, and the beginning of the new year. So, it is typically a time where the veil is thinnest, so our ancestors are coming more strongly than usual, and at this point in time, we are walking in a particular portal. The current alignments, astrological alignments, are putting in a different sort of energy that is sort of emphasizing this this portal that we're going to be going through. It is going to be a major shift, and so it is a great time for us to not only celebrate those that have passed, but it is also a typical time where we do our readings forecasting the future for the next year. And so this is what I'm going to be doing for you guys. So let us begin with your reading. Now remember that these are general, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Also, if you have strong placements in any of the other ones, whether it be earth signs, air signs, water signs, be sure to check those out so that you have a very much bigger perspective of what is likely to come to you this year in terms of energy. It is also timeless, so even though I'm doing it for Halloween or Samhain, whichever you prefer, it is something that I want to make sure that whenever you stumble across this reading is when you are supposed to receive the messages within. So it doesn't matter whether you receive it as it's loaded or a week or a few months from now, the information will be completely useful to you. So that being said, let us begin. Now, the cards that I'm using, the information of course is as usual down below, as well as any of the pieces that I might use extra, like runes or crystals, and all that will be down below in the description. This one is the Coffee Cup Oracle by Amira Celon. For the tarot, I'm going to be using Ghost Spirits Tarot by Lisa Hunt. And to close out the reading, I'm going to be using Fairies Oracle Deck and Guidebook, Wisdom, Inspiration, and Magic from Folk Tales Around the World by Eugene Fletcher. So let us begin. Okay, gods and spirits. What does beautiful fire signs need to know for the coming year? What energies are coming towards them? What do they need to know? Please guide them for their highest and greatest good. For air signs. Sorry. Fire signs. I'm doing it again. I can't seem to keep them straight. Fire signs. Fire signs. Fire signs. Oh boy. It's going to be a long day. Although technically it's already been a long day. It's getting to supper time. No wonder my belly's rumbling. That's possibly why I'm being a little spacey. Hunger pangs. Alright, gods and spirits. What does beautiful fire signs need to know for the coming year? Please guide them for their highest and greatest good. What did they need to know? Okay, we have the first one, which is slowness in protection with turtle. Very nice. What else do they need to know for the coming year? We have rabbit with pregnancy and fears. Interesting. Excuse me. Itchy ear. Itchy eye. Good Lord, if I could speak, it would be good. All right. One more, please. What do fire signs need to know for this coming year? Okay, we have inheritance, male with old man. Interesting. I'm going to wait to have all the cards on the table before I connect with your outcome. I have hair in my cards. Cat hair, primarily. Okay. No wonder I'm all itchy right now. Okay. Technically speaking, I'm allergic to cats. I have 2 cats. Yeah. Exactly. Alright. For fire signs, what do they need to know right now for this coming year? If I can stop being itchy, that would be amazing. Okay. What else do they need to know? Gods and spirits, please guide beautiful fire signs for their highest and greatest good. What do they need to know? We already have one with 5 of Pentacles. Okay. What else? Gods and spirits, do they need to know? Fire signs for the coming year for their highest and greatest good. We have 2 of Cups. What else do they need to know? Oh, my word. Okay. We have the Empress. Beautiful energy. We also have the Page of Cups. What else for fire signs for this coming year? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Very nice. Okay, one more please for fire signs. What do they need to know for this coming year? We have 2 cards. We have the Tower and we have the 9 of Swords. I'm going to need one more as clarification, please. Okay, they want 2 more. They want the 9 of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Moon. All right. So, feels to me like we're definitely dealing with fears, internal fears with the Moon and the Rabbit. Definitely we're dealing with fears here. What is it that you are fearing that you won't have the beginning that you have been working towards? It seems to me like because of the slowness of your path, there is this fear that it won't happen. It really does feel like it won't happen and that you're going to stay out in the cold forever. However, some of these fears are not really your own. Some of these are inherited fears. Inherited from your parents, from your relatives, things that you have picked up as you have grown up, tidbits of comments and things that you have overheard from others. So it's like they're speaking out loud your fears and augmenting them and projecting them. In essence, what Spirit is saying here is that the slowness is not a bad thing. It is protection. You have everything that you need and everything that you want is coming to you, but there's a reason why things have been slow. And it seems to me like it was it needed time to grow. You sowed the seeds a long time ago, and it needed to grow. There were things that you needed to learn about yourself and about your environment that had a major impact on how things developed. And you had to, in order to grow where you were planted, there were things that you needed to learn and that you needed to work around, and really understand that by taking care of yourself and taking care of balancing out what you got, the input that you got from outside, and really understanding that these things are not always as they seem. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Cups, it is coming sooner than you think, but it doesn't feel like it feels like it's been in an eternity. Probably because you started a long time ago on whatever project this is, whether it be a life project, whether it be your own self-development, career, whatever this is. It feels like it's been a long time that you have been learning to deal with a lot of environmental issues and a lot of people issues, and the way they dealt with you and the way they saw you and things that you have picked up over the years. They sort of fed into these fears. They magnified it. They were there to make you realize that this is what you were thinking about yourself. And this has really worried you a lot, especially because it has taken such a long time. And for fire signs, momentum and speed is sort of like an essential prognosticator of whether something will work or not. And there's been this feeling of I don't want to give up on this, but maybe I should because it's taken so long to get there. And that's when the fears start feeding and worming itself into you and really sort of slowing the momentum down for yourself. The main thing that you had to learn was to sort of block those fears and block those comments out and not let them interfere with the way you conducted yourself and you conducted your business, and you pretty much developed yourself the way that you wanted to in order to manifest whatever it is that you've been working on that has been so slow. You can see progress, but it's not a big enough progress or fast enough progress to say this is going to work. This is going to be good and beneficial to me. Because it has not been as quick as you wanted and needed it to be, in some ways this was protection, because it let you learn what you needed to learn about yourself and your environment in order to succeed, not only for right now, but for the long term. This is about stability, not just quick success. The success is no doubt that it's going to be there, but you fear that it won't. And that has slowed things down even more, I feel. At least in your perception. But things are about to change, and they're going to change pretty quickly. There is a catalyst that's going to be coming in with the Page of Cups. There is it feels like either someone is going to come in and help, or there is an element that is going to come in and help and really sort of change things for you. It is going to come in and sort of fill the last bit of the cup that you needed in order to get things rolling again. And it's going to be rather decisive, a little bit shocking, a little bit surprising, but it's going to be of benefit. It is going to change these fears that you have. The middle of the night, worrying about all of this is going to change, and it's going to change drastically and quickly. Like I said, there's a catalyst coming in with the Page of Cups that's going to be changing things. And all of a sudden you have this slow incoming energy is going to shift. And it's going to shift so radically and so quickly that all of a sudden, within a blink of an eye, your Ace of Wands and your Nine of Cups, your wish fulfillment, is there. It'll almost seem like you don't quite understand what just happened. It's going to be a little bit shocking. And it'll feel like it was overnight. But in reality, it took a long time to get there. And it was for your protection. For you to learn what you needed to know in order to make this a lasting success and not an overnight, quickly forgotten success. Very good. Very nice energy. So what we're going to do right now, and I just saw the High Priestess. So trust yourself a bit more. Trust that you are going in the right way, in the right direction. Trust that you are getting the information that you need and the support that you need for this to happen, even though it's been slow. Okay, now let's take a look at your finances. How is it going to look like during the year? Okay, for fire signs, finances for the coming year, what do they need to know? Please guide them for their highest and greatest good, gods and spirits. What do fire signs need to know for the coming year? Okay. Finances for fire signs. What did they need to know for the coming year, please, gods and spirits? Okay, we have the moon again. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords. We have Temperance. We also have the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So again, this element of fear is coming up. There is this element of not knowing whether or not you are going in the right direction. We have Strength at the bottom of the deck. So what you need to understand from this is that Spirit has not left you alone. You have been walked by your spirit guides that are illuminating your path every step of the way. So this illumination is coming in. There is also something that is going to surface. And I don't quite understand this, but there's something that's going to surface that is going to bring in a lot of clarity when it comes to money and finances going into next year. We also have the Temperance card, which means that things are going to balance out. You're not going to feel like you are living from paycheck to paycheck. You're not going to be feeling like you're drowning or anything like that. You're finally going to be able to comfortably make ends meet if this has been a bit of a struggle. If it has not been of a struggle, but it has been a bit tight, things are going to get much better. You're going to be able to tread water comfortably. So your finances are definitely going to be improving as the year goes on. You also have the Knight of Swords. So whatever this element that's going to be coming in that brings in that sort of clarity is also going to bring in a quick momentum towards financial stability and financial gain. It is there's also going to be a level of generosity and growth that I'm picking up here. There is this feeling of being able to enjoy life more and being able to afford the things that can bring a lot of joy in life. Not having to think about how are you going to pay your next rent or your bills. All of these things will bring a lot of peace of mind, and that is really something that is being picked up on here. There is this sense of quickly becoming accustomed to something that is very beautiful and very comfortable and stable, and something that will continue to grow as it goes. So this is beautiful energy with the strength in the bottom of the deck. Absolutely beautiful energy. Definitely there's going to be a re-energizing and an influx of positivity and positive energy when it comes to finances, and there's going to be a nice influx of money coming in. So you're going to be stable and your finances are going to be growing stronger as time goes on. Absolutely beautiful. Now let's take a look at your romance, whether you are single or in partnership. What this beautiful fire sign, passionate fire sign, need to know for this year when it comes to romance. What do they need to know, gods and spirits, for romance for the coming year for fire signs, single or attached? Okay, so we've got the 8 of Pentacles. We also have the 9 of Wands. Give myself a bit of space here. We have the 3 of Cups. We have Death. What else does fire sign need to know about romance in the coming year, either single or attached? One more, please. What do they need to know for this coming year, fire signs, for romance, single or attached? Okay. 9 of Pentacles. Very good. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Wands. Very nice. Okay. Now, whether single or attached, it feels like you've been working on something that has been hard, whether it's been working on yourself or working on relationships in general and the way you conduct your relationships. It feels like you've been sort of working against the grain here, working against the wind. It feels like it's been a bit of a slog. There's been this feeling of not quite understanding why things have been so hard and such hard work just to get anywhere. It feels like there are exterior circumstances that are also hinging on this. Just like in your general energy, it feels like this is affecting also your romance. And it makes sense because this sort of situation, when it comes to your overall energy for the coming year, it affects multiple areas in your life. As usually, anything that has to do with heart, mind, and soul does. Because it is the way you see the world. It is the way you react to the world. It's the way that you understand and process emotions and information that sort of make you act in certain ways and therefore attract energy in one way or another. So it makes sense that this is going to translate also when it comes to romance and relationships in general. Excuse me. So this has also been about understanding exterior forces when it comes to relationships. It feels like there might be a cultural divide, maybe viewpoints in the way you see the world. There might be language issues. So these are things that you have had to contend with when it comes to relationships. It feels like it's been a lot of hard work. Everything has been hard work when it comes to relationships. And it stems from the fact that you guys have been working with people in society that don't really meet you energetically speaking, as well as probably cultural and language base. So we're working from very different perspectives, and they, for some reason, these relationships, instead of complementing each other, having two different things sort of blending together, they have been clashing. And this seems to be overall relationships, not just in terms of romance. So it seems to me like there's going to be a shift, whether it's a shift in yourself or the shift in your environment, or simply as you work on yourself in your fears and all that, that shift inside will start attracting people that are more like yourself, that have more of the same sort of values, that your true soul tribe. It feels like you've been operating on your own, and now your soul tribe is going to start making an appearance because there is a shift within yourself. And this shift is very important because it finally brings in all of those attractive elements from within yourself. And you're going to be feeling in a much better position. You're going to be feeling much better about yourself, much more confident, much more magnetic, positive. And this is what's bringing in finally that soul tribe. With the Nine of Pentacles, we see here that there is definitely your soul tribe coming in, and it's also going to be impacting other parts of your life, not just your love life or your relationships with other people. This is going to be impacting you in a much bigger scale. So it's kind of like the one drop in the bucket that ripples through. The ripples will be extending much further than you think and affecting things in a much more positive way. Again, with the turtle, we see the slowness and the protection element throughout the whole thing. And this is about, again, learning how to navigate an environment that you have been sown into, sown in as a plant, sowing the seeds and sort of blooming where you're planted. This was all about learning how to navigate an environment that is not necessarily the best or the nicest, because if you know how to navigate that, you can navigate anything that's been put in front of you. And while it seems like it's never going to happen, or it is way too slow, and it's you're on the verge of feeling like you're going to give up, don't give up. You are almost there. That is the main message throughout this whole reading, is that you are almost there. Just don't give up. I know that it feels like it's not going to happen, and this is your fear, and it's being magnified by other things. Just process that information. Honor the way that you feel and release it, and focus instead on the things that you do want to accomplish. Again, shifting your focus will actually help a lot, because sometimes when you're not looking for things is when you find them. And sometimes when you're not focusing on something is when it starts working itself on its own. So this is something that is destined to happen. It has been a process that you were supposed to go on, you were supposed to learn, because it seems to me like it's preparing you for something important. It seems to me that this is preparation for your North Node, what it is, that you came into this earth to do. So if you know how to navigate a difficult environment, difficult situations, difficult people, then you can navigate anything. So that's what Spirit is saying with this. Now let's close out your reading. We'll get one card from this deck, and then we'll get one rune, and you'll have a better understanding and an idea of what is coming for you this year. Again, if you have strong placements in either one of the signs, by all means check those out. They will give you an even bigger amount of detail and a better understanding of what your year is going to be like. Okay, gods and spirits. Anything else for fire signs? Too many. Fire signs. Anything else for fire signs for this year? Let's have one, please. Okay. We have showing up. Very nice energy. Before I read what it is that is in the interpretation of the book, what I'm getting from this card is that when you feel like giving up, sort of try to put that aside, work through those emotions, and simply show up. Sometimes just by showing up, we completely change the energy. We sort of, it can be the catalyst for change. So it feels like even if you get invited to a party, you don't quite feel like getting dressed, you don't quite feel like going out and socializing, they're just saying, show up anyways. It'll be a good benefit to you. Something important might happen there, or simply you will start feeling better about yourself. It will reaffirm the positive thoughts that you have about yourself in your future. So let's see what it says here. I opened it in one. Definitely the card for you. Showing up. The Joga or Yoga are small spirit folk who are affiliated with the indigenous Mohawk, Cayuga, Tuscarora, and the Seneca tribes, descendants of the thunder god Hunun, if I could read. Hinun. They can turn invisible. Though they have been known to reveal themselves to those who are in need. Different types of Yogan have appeared in the Iroquois folklore with various abilities like throwing stones down riverbanks and maintaining underground ecosystems. The Yoga or Joga are allies of the natural world and can affect the growth of crops, earthquakes, and so forth. Now, we've been talking about sowing seeds and growing the plant. Yeah, exactly. When this card is drawn, consider the ways in which you can better show up for the people you love. The Yoga encourage you to make yourself known to others, especially to someone who might need you. If there is a text or an email you've been meaning to send, now is the time to reach out. As the example of showing up to the party, you never know what the impact is going to be just by taking the step that you need to take. Showing up for yourself, showing up for others, showing up in the situation, standing strong, and walking your path. Sometimes it is the simplest actions that have the biggest impact. And if there is someone that you need to reach out, or you have been meaning to reach out to, or you want to talk to, or you are feeling encouraged by spirit to do so, do it. Because there is something about that connection that's going to be important. There's something about doing that action that you're not feeling like doing that is important to do. Because while you might feel a little bit discouraged at how slow and how things have gone and your fears are being magnified and all that stuff, know that you have not been left alone throughout this thing. You have been you've been walking along the path with your spirit guides and your ancestors and spirit himself and your higher self. They've been illuminating the path each and every single step of the way. You have never been alone, and they have been giving you the information that you need at the right time when you needed it. They're revealing one step at a time, slowly, for your protection. And this has led you down a path where you have been building up your stamina, building up your knowledge of how to deal with difficult circumstances. This has all been a preparation for something. And so by walking this path, you have been going in the right direction, and they have not been letting you down. Even though it feels like your fears are coming true, they are not. These are just fears that are sometimes a fear is simply a moment of self-doubt. It is your baser self fearing that moment of failure. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen. In fact, in this case, it's not going to happen. They're telling you, just keep listening to the advice, keep going the way that you are going. We know it's been hard, we know it's been long, but you're almost at the end of this. You're almost there. Just don't give up. And when the moment presents itself, something's going to come up in your path that you might not feel like wanting to do. You're being encouraged to do it anyways, because it is going to be important in your path ahead. It might just be the catalyst that you've been waiting for to turn your path and that momentum forward. Very good. Now let's get you a rune. Beautiful. Let's see what this rune has for you. Okay, here we go. Your rune is Dagaz. Letter D, day, dawn. So a new dawn is breaking. And often the night is darkest before the dawn. So this is what you're going through the darkest part, just before dawn breaks. Breakthrough, awakening, awareness, prosperity, the power to change the self. So, while you are going through that long, dark period just before dawn breaks, you can rest assured that dawn is right around the corner and breakthrough is ahead. So that's what's going on for you guys, fire signs, for this coming year. I hope that you have enjoyed your special Halloween or Samhain reading, forecasting your year ahead. And if you have enjoyed it and you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing, leaving a thumbs up, sharing the video with others that might enjoy the content as well. Leave a comment down below, a thumbs up. All of these things really help out the channel. They tell YouTube that you enjoy the content. It tells me that you enjoy the content, and it tells YouTube that others might enjoy it as well, so that we can continue to expand the amount of people that see the content of the channel and continue expanding our beautiful community and be with people of like-minded thoughts and feelings about holistic healing. I hope that you have a beautiful day, a blessed and fun Samhain or Halloween, that you have a blessed and beautiful year. Love and light, and blessed be. Hello, water signs. It's your turn for this very nice special Halloween or Samhain reading. As you may know, Samhain for us pagans, it is the end of the year and the beginning of the new. It is the time where the veil is thinnest, so we can more easily communicate with our ancestors, and we can communicate a little bit more easily with our spirit guides and spirit. It is also typical for this year not only to honor those that have passed on, but also to do forecasts for the year ahead, as it is the beginning of the new year. It is also the celebration of the last harvest of the year. So we are collecting all the good stuff, and we are heading towards, as I've mentioned in previous readings, we're heading towards a portal that has been sort of amplified and changed somewhat because of all of the astrological events that are currently happening, which are very unique, and it feels like that it's going to be definitely a very sort of demarcating event for this year. So let us see what gods and spirits have for you for the coming year. As always, these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Be sure to check out your other placements in either fire, water, earth, and air. If you have strong placements, it might be a good thing to check out. You know, your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and north node. All of these things might be impacting you at this time. And so also it is timeless. So even though I'm doing it for Halloween or Samhain, whichever you prefer, I'm making it timeless so that any time that you stumble across it, it is the right time for you to receive the message from spirit. As always, down below I will have all the information of each one of the decks that I use, as well as any other castings that I do, whether it be rune or crystal or whichever it may be. All of that will be down in the description. The first deck that I'm using is the Coffee Cup Oracle by Amira Celon. The tarot card that I'm using is the Ghost in Spirits by Ghost in Spirits Tarot by Lisa Hunt. And to close out the reading, I'm going to be using Fairies Oracle Deck and Guidebook, Wisdom, Inspiration, and Magic from Folktales Around the World by Eugene Fletcher. So let us begin. Okay, gods and spirits. What does water sign need to know for this coming year? Please guide beautiful water signs for their highest and greatest good. What do they need to know for the coming year? Water signs. Oh, very nice. Distance, journey with ocean. A lot of energy on that. Okay. What else does beautiful water signs need to know for the coming year? Please guide them for their highest and greatest good. We have envy and protection with eye. Interesting. What else do they need to know for the coming year? Please guide them for their highest and greatest good. Water signs, please. Water signs. Let's have one more for water signs for the coming year. Oh, there's a flip. We have pregnancy and wealth with peacock. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have directions in journey with ship. I'm going to put that with the ocean. So we have 2 cards of journey. Very interesting. I'm going to wait until all the cards are on the table before I connect with your outcome. Okay. Thoughts and spirits. What else does water sign need to know for this coming year? What do water signs need to know? Please guide them for their highest and greatest good. One more. Okay, we have, seems like every one of these signs have been getting the King of Wands in these readings. Very interesting. We also have 6 of Cups. Okay, what else for water signs for the coming year? Okay, we have the 2 of Pentacles. We have the 6 of Wands, another card that's been repeating itself in these readings, and I have been shuffling quite well these cards. We also have the Knight of Cups. Okay. What else for water signs for this year? For this coming year, what else do they need to know? And we have the Hermit. Clarification for the Hermit, please. We have the Fool. Interesting. I am being drawn through to the 3 of Pentacles, as well as the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups and the 9 of Cups. Okay. Very nice. So, it feels like there's something that you've been weighing. There is a shift, a change in direction in your journey. Either it's going to lengthen or shorten the distance to your goal. I won't say which yet until I see, but I have a feeling that it's going to shorten the distance, because it feels like you've been working towards your wealth in all dimensions of the word. Not only in terms of your finances, but in other places as well. One can be wealthy when it comes to having positive relationships. One can be wealthy in having a good, productive, and prosperous life in which we have a lot of happiness and joy and good, beautiful, positive things that are coming in. That's not to say that negative things don't happen, but it means that they're less impactful and much more easily overcome. It feels like you're being protected from a big brunt when it comes to envy or jealousy by someone. Now, this person or persons or situation has been affecting you, but it could have been worse, shall we say. It feels like this is something from your past. It could be a past person or a past situation that has brought this on. But the shift that's going to happen comes with whatever it is that you are weighing in your mind. That shifts, whatever that decision is going to shift the direction in which you've been heading. And it's going to give that separation and sort of break that connection that you have, that attachment that you have to this person, persons, or situation. It's going to break you apart, and the longer the distance is between you and that person, the less strength that attachment will have. Now, I'm not talking about curses here, although, you know, it is a possibility. I won't say no. I don't particularly put too much stock into curses because actions from people are sufficient, and that in and of itself can be a curse, I suppose. Actions and words from other people putting you down, you know, gossip and all these things, that is a curse. And sometimes what we have to do is break the connection with the person so that that no longer hinders us in any way. Their negativity and their negative energy can no longer affect us and affect our situation or affect the way we proceed and the decisions that we make. So it seems like there's going to be a separation from someone's, or something, some situation that you have encountered along the way. There is going to be something is going to illuminate the solution for you. Someone is going to be bringing in a token, whether it be information or bringing an opportunity forward that is going to allow you to move in the desired direction. It feels like it's going to be kind of, it might feel a little random. It feels like it feels like a gift. It feels like a random gift that is coming into your life, and one that is going to be very much well received by you. It's one that is going to bring a lot more harmony into your life, and it's going to be one that is going to come together and blend together with your energy in a very positive way. With the Hermit and the Fool, it's a very interesting contradictory energy, but the way I'm receiving this is that when this comes, your energy shifts, bringing in a detachment from the situation that you were in, rising your vibrations, rising your energy in a very positive way, and it's sort of detaching you and completely removing you from that situation, in which you finally feel that victory at hand, where you see that shift and you can appreciate it, and you can sort of bask in that energy and really sort of milk it out. And it begins that shift into not the direction has already shifted, and you're already in motion in the new direction, but it feels like you can actually begin the what is that? It almost feels like you're taking your first steps into much more different vistas, much more different energies. It's like you had already. The image I'm being given right now is one of you standing in a room that is dark and smoky, and whatever this gift or enlightenment that's going to happen is going to turn you around to the door, and you're going to open the door. And that Hermit energy is that moment where you can pause and take in a big breath of fresh air, in which your vision clears out of the smoke, and you can finally then step through that threshold into the light, into the fresh air, into the outdoors, and a different energy, different pathway. It is the pathway that you were always headed towards, but this situation completely clouded it and spun you about, in a way that you couldn't figure out which way was the exit of the situation. But with this Six of Cups, it feels like the information that you were waiting for, that clue that gave you that knowledge of which way was the exit, is what's going to bring in that knowledge that you need in order to get out of that situation. And the minute you choose to take the step towards the door and open it, is the moment that you become your true self again. It feels like it was kind of suppressed in some way, but you have learned to deal with that situation. And this is going to be happening within the next 6 months, I want to say. 6 weeks to 6 months, I'm feeling. Definitely towards the first half of the new year pagan calendar. If we're going by our regular everyday calendar, it would be, end of 2023, beginning of 2024, in that range there. In terms of this overall energy and situation that you're going to be encountering throughout the year, it feels like there is definitely going to be a lot more positive collaboration with others. There's going to be very much an upgrade in terms of relationships in general, in terms of how you relate to other people and people relate to you. There's definitely going to be a change in the way people see you and treat you. There is also going to be a need for you to when it comes to this situation, before it completely ends, it's going to be very important to keep your own counsel, keep your cards close to the chest. I'm hearing the words quiet quitting. If it resonates for you, then awesome. If it doesn't, it really is something about not revealing your steps as you get the information, whether from spirit or for someone else, how to get out of the situation. Once you start making those decisions and weighing out how to proceed, keep your cards close to the chest. Also, trust your intuition when it comes to this. It's going to be very important, because it is what is bringing in that much needed knowledge to get out of this situation. It feels almost like it's like, once you get that information, it's like, really? That's all it's going to take? But trust it, because that is what's going to lead you to where you need to be in order to get out of the situation, to come out on the other side with the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Cups. So essentially what it is, it is aligning yourself with the future that you have been wishing for. And this situation has pretty much put a stall into it. It was a block by someone who did not mean you any good. Someone who was jealous and envious of your talents, of your ease of things. But trust yourself, trust your intuition, keep a lot close to the chest. Don't reveal your moves before you make them. And just continue aligning yourself with what it is that you have been wishing, and it's going to be coming to you. Okay, so let's give a quick look at your finances for water signs. We have the Four of Pentacles. Finances for water signs for the year. Okay, we have two turners. We have the Emperor. We have the Five of Wands. Okay. Didn't want to unstick from the table, but they didn't feel right, so I'm not going to take them. Water signs for the next year, this coming new year. What do they need to know? Water signs. We have the Five of Pentacles. Finances for the coming year for water signs. What do they need to know? What do they need to know? Okay. Okay. We have the Ten of Pentacles. And we have the Page of Cups. And we have the Four of Cups. Okay. So when it comes to your finances, it makes sense that you're still going to be affected by the energy of this person, persons, or situation. Now, again, keep your cards close to the chest. Guard what you are going to be doing, and take control of the situation. Essentially, this is you taking control of the situation and not letting it affect you. You are being protected from the major blow, but there is a lesson to be learned here, and that's with the two fives. Now, you have, I have a feeling you have several fives here. No, just, you have two sixes and you have two fives. Now, the lesson here is that this disruptive energy, thankfully, is going to be short-lived. Although it might feel like it's been forever. Things like this tend to feel like it's been going on for ages. That's just the nature of the energy. But it does stem from I'm feeling no, I'm hearing it has to do with a past situation of yourself. A past situation in which you're taking pity on this person and they latched on to you because they were going through a similar situation that you went through, in which you felt like you were everything was like attacking you from every which way and nobody came to help you. Now this person became envious of the way you had managed to handle that situation on your own. That person became envious of your energy, became envious of the it feels like they were just it's coming from this place as why them and not me? How is it that they manage it and I cannot? Why do I need the help when they didn't have any and they managed to do it? Why? There's a lot of this sort of nasty sort of thing, but it has to do more with themselves, and they're projecting this on you, and it feels like the lesson to learn here is, yes, have compassion for others, but gauge the situation. Would your help really be A, accepted, B, be a good idea, and C, is it gonna come back to you and smack you in the face? You know, it's about judging each situation and the energy of the person that you're dealing with. And I think you're going to be learning a lot from the situation, and it's going to reflect in the way you handle, again, your relationships in the future, in which you're just going to be surrounding yourself with people that are going to be of same mind and same energy as you, that are working in collaboration and not against each other, that there is not going to be any envy or jealousy, because this cooperation is going to be for mutual benefit, and everyone is going to be happy with that. In this case, this person wasn't. They accepted the help because they felt like they had no choice, and they sort of projected their anger about themselves onto you. And this is the energy that you've been dealing with, and it's really been a block that you might not have been aware of at first, but you are aware of now, whether this is one person, multiple people, or a situation. You are aware of it now. You are aware of this energy, and you are working to get out of it. And you're going to be successful not only with the Six of Wands, but with the Ten of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Now, with the Four of Cups, there's also the energy of the Four of Pentacles, keeping, you know, your own counselor, keeping your cards close to the chest. But there's also this feeling of that information that's going to be coming in, you're not going to be expecting it, whether it's the source that you didn't expect or the actual, like I said, like this is all it's going to take to actually get it done. You know, that's the kind of thing of the energy that I'm getting, this sort of unexpectedness. All right, let's take a quick look at your romance, whether you are single or in a relationship. What does water sign need to know? We have the Seven of Wands. I'll show it to you. Now I gotta be a little quicker here because my battery is dying. Okay, and we have flyers here. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Empress. We have the Star. One more, please, for water signs, for romance, single or attached, for the coming year. One more, please. Okay. Okay. We're going to take the one at the top. And all of these flipperoos. This one they want. Okay. Okay. Now, feels like when it comes to romance, there is a situation that has come to a natural end. It was one where you have learned not to be manipulated. And it seems like it's all connected again with the same sort of energy. Now, what that means if you're attached, it doesn't necessarily mean that your partner was the person that we're dealing with. Or it might be, depending on your situation. Take it how it resonates. But it feels more like the fact that if you are attached, it was, it might have been driving a wedge in your relationship, or it might have been affecting it in some way. This whole situation might have been manipulating you or manipulating your relationship with your partner in a negative way. That will heal completely. And you will be able to dedicate more time to yourself with self-care as well as the care of your partner. Things are going to balance out and you will be able to work through and move on in the right direction when it comes to your relationship if you are attached. If you are single, it feels to me like the same sort of situation in terms of the healing is going to be happening. There's going to be a lot of healing that is going to happen after you close out this situation. There is going to be this magnetism that's going to happen once you have applied the healing and self-care and treating yourself the way, you know, everybody should be treating you. It feels like it will balance out your energy. You no longer will have that sort of energy dragging you down. The moment you decide to take on that journey and walk through that door is when you become your true self, as we mentioned earlier. So it feels like while there might be a little bit of work still to be done in terms of healing and closing out the after effects of such a situation, it is something that will happen and will happen pretty quickly, it feels like. Okay, let's get you your closeout card and rune. Water signs. Anything else for water signs for this coming year? What do they need to know? Any advice? These new cards have actually been pretty spot on. I am enjoying them immensely. I only got them yesterday. So you guys are benefiting from that purchase. I haven't even used it on myself yet. But they are quite nice and they're very spot on, I find. Okay, so any more for water signs for this coming year? Please guide them for their highest and greatest good. What do they need to know? Water signs. This one. Showing up. So you might have placements in fire. If you do, I suggest looking that up. If you are drawn to it and if you have strong placements, showing up. Sometimes, especially when you have been bogged down by a situation, there are things that we might not want to do. There's people that we might not want to talk to. We're just not feeling it. And it has more to do with the oppression of the attachment than anything else. Sort of feeling down in the dumps about it. But Spirit is saying, don't let that take away from your enjoyment of life. Don't let that stop you from doing things for yourself. Just showing up can be the catalyst that brings in the answer that you've been looking for. So if you've been invited to a Halloween party and you're not quite feeling it, I suggest get yourself dressed and go. Or if you've been invited to a coffee, or you've been meaning to write to a friend, you know, all of these things fall in the same category. You are being highly encouraged to do so anyways, even if you don't really feel in the mood for it. Because you never know. It is the smallest things, the smallest steps that might be the catalyst to bring in what it is that you need in order to close out or solve a problem or change things for the better. Fantastic. Now a little rune to close up. Okay. The letter H. Hagalas. Hail, storm, disruption, wild power, change, disruptive weather, storm, wrath of nature, uncontrolled forces. So here we are talking about that person, persons, or situation that have been affecting you in a particular way. It is disruptive energy. Like the fives. They are disruptive, but they are short-lived. The sun always comes up and dries everything out after a storm. It might feel wild, it might feel uncontrolled, but know that you are protected. So you're not going to get the biggest impact from it. Like sort of riding out a storm inside your house. The power might go out, but you're still going to be dry and warm, and you're still going to be able to do the things that you need to do in your day-to-day. So that's all I've got for you, water signs, for today. I hope that you have enjoyed this special Halloween or Samhain reading. So I hope that it gives you a good idea of what you're likely to encounter this year. Please check out the other readings if you're called to do so, and if you have strong placements in your chart. It will give you a broader perspective on what it is that you can expect from this year. So if you've enjoyed this reading and you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing, leaving a thumbs up, a little comment down below, share the video. All of these things really truly help out my channel. They help in saying to YouTube that you like the content and that others might like it as well, and it tells me that you enjoy it as well, so that I can continue doing these things for you and creating content that will be beneficial for you, and we can continue growing this community with like-minded people that believe that holistic healing is the way to go. That being said, I hope that you have a fantastic year. I hope that you are going to enjoy your Halloween or Samhain, whichever you prefer, and that you have a fantastic time and this Halloween season. Love and light to you, and blessed be.